Well, dear one, this last recording here, you'd think this is crazy. A consequence of finding my phone. I woke up, it's 5:15. I suddenly realised I don't have the mobile phone. Where is it? It's not next to me by the bed on the surface there, and it's not on the bed itself. I've not fallen asleep using it last night. When did I last use it? When I was taking pictures on the walk yesterday back from Walton after the opening service of the children's mission in Frinton. I'd walked from there into Walton and bought some chips and walked back again. And so I'm searching first thing this morning, only about 20 minutes ago, and it's not where it would be in the surfaces and the clothing, and perhaps it's in the bathroom, or perhaps it's left in the car because my mind was on other things, So I get dressed and I continued the sort of search in the room before I go further afield, and I'm thinking of how difficult life can be when things don't fit. You need something, quite simply. You need it differently. And I see some clothing in a different position to what I thought, and it's amazing how I don't see why that's there. In other words, I'm starting to be schooled by God, I think, into the unexpected. And my mind goes to the bed covers. Further over, it's a huge double bed. I only use the one side of it, And I look at the sheet folded over the duvet, because the bed's almost back to being made, And I think to just move the sheet, tidy it up, and my mind's suddenly aware of something solid under the sheet. And it's between the sheet and the folded over sheet over the top. And where the pillow is, near the pillow, and the duvet. And there's the phone. And it's in my hand. And I don't need to go out to, into the rest of the house or the living room or out into the street to check the car, if I've left it in the car door or something, inside the car. And I'm thankful to God, because I couldn't have found it. He just somehow gave me the circumstances in which it comes into my focus and being, and I've got it now in my hand, And I'm just thankful to God. And you might think this is incredibly childish, but it gives one an assurance of his kindness, his provision, his nearness. And not just to me, dear one, to all life. It has no favourites. No favourites. The lovely thing about jon17, thou hast loved them as thou hast loved me. What a simply, wonderfully kind thing to say. What a simply noble, wonderful kindness of purpose. It's the sort of personhood that we attribute to our understanding, our notion of Jesus, isn't it? This simply wonderful man. Only we're not worshipping Jesus. We're worshipping what he directs in the story. Our Heavenly Dad. Utterly beyond our conception, and yet not, because we live in the experience of him all the day long. Always. I will never leave you nor forsake you, saith the Lord. And in John 17, that he dwells in us. Always in us. Not just with us, not just walking beside us, not just there to, consult, but in us. As I take it, our very thoughts drawn from him, according to our state of maturity or immaturity at present, our foolishness by comparison to God. The wisdom of man is as foolishness with God, meaning by comparison, his awesomeness, dear one. I mean, beyond, beyond, beyond. I think it is the case that this whole universe, and far, far more, is simply a thought in his being. And he attends it, and it brings him joy and meaning to life. The life that he isolates, in a sense, distinguishes in himself, his children, us, and brings us to, I was going to say his magnificence, but I mean something far more awesome than that, far more detailed, far more both ethereal and infinitely tangible too, whatever tangible means. Our God is an awesome God. And when I say he reigns from heaven above, I mean in every detail of our being, we are simply part of his being, his fellowship, his meaning to life. I'm come that you might have life and have it more abundantly, is what's in the story. The living God, God of the living. For all live unto him. So there is an overwhelming gratitude in the tiny awareness that we have of his being and his presence, his love and kindness, his eternal good intention and being, ever with us, ever to be appreciated. This is life eternal, to know thee, the only true God, and Jesus, the living personification in our conception, in our minds, of his presence with us, personified, symbolized in the story. We use stories to teach our children. Our Heavenly Dad does the same thing on this magnificent situation, stage, backcloth of being, his very mind, his self, and creates in what's meaningful to us, but it's symbolic really of what is true, but a family, a fellowship, an endless loving interaction between us all. Consistency, faithfulness, integrity, being, life, fullness of intention, absolute loveliness, beauty beyond thought, beyond any experience that we've had, and yet those experiences speak of it. You know, the beauty of flowers, the loveliness of the good intention from our friends, those that just value and appreciate us and come to our rescue, the kindnesses that we receive. And sure, there are contrary things that we experience, else how would we value, how would we know the way to go, but by this contrast. So we build up a trust in ourselves, in his goodness and loveliness, and rejoice in being a child, in being unknowing, and getting glimpses of his loveliness and goodness. And each glimpse is a transcendence of joy and being, which we find in worship, we find in gratitude, we find in what we call good fortune, a good outcome, an astonishing peace of mind, joy, peace, insight, creativity, being, awareness of his very self. This is life eternal, to know thee, dearest friend. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.